حلو. Hello everyone, I'm audible. Avisha, Sumit, Anil, Vaibhavi.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
So today we are starting with day zero, day one, agenda of day one. Okay, 2025. So what is the agenda of day one that we are gonna start now? Okay. So first we will see what are the tools to be installed at the first. First we need to install JDK 25, then git bash, then IntelliJ IDE. These are the three tools that we need to install. So if you already have JDK, ensure that it is JDK 21 and above. Don't go for less than 21. Clear? So for Git Bash, we will use the latest version of it. For IntelliJ also, we will use the latest version. So these are the tools that we will install today. So in order to install these tools, I would encourage someone to volunteer with their system where nothing is installed so that it will be very easy for me to do it. If you want to do it in my system, I have to uninstall and do it. So if anyone has a fresh system, so that I will install in their system and do it. Anyone?
Yeah, sure. I can share my screen maybe.
Please share.
Yeah, just a second.
And I request everyone to put some proper names on Zoom so that it will be very easy for me to recognize you or to call you.
Yeah, I have sent the request for sharing.
Just a moment. Yeah. Avisha, are you scared? Avisha?
Yeah, I'm there. I just shared the request
I
to
have approved it. Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sharing.
Okay. I'll take the control of your system so that it'll be easy for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've approved it.
Great. So we will say JDK 25, JDK 25 download. If you have JDK prior any version of JDK, I recommend you to maintain any JDK about 21 and above. Don't use JDK 8 or JDK 11 or 17 or something. So if you see here, when I search for JDK, we are going into the official site, that is Oracle's official site. Then you see the options here. I'll have JDK 25 and JDK 21 here. So go to JDK 25 tab. Now go to the tab as per your operating system. So currently Avisha's system is the Windows operating system. So I'll be switching to the Windows tab. If you are using a Mac machine, go to the Mac OS tab. If you are using a Linux machine, go to the Linux tab. So since Avisha's machine is a Windows machine, then scroll down a bit, click on 64-bit installer for Windows. If you are a Mac user, download the DMG installer based on your Apple chip. Like if you're following a Apple Silicon chip, go for ARM 64. If you're using an Intel chip, go for 64. If you are going with Linux, download it as per your Linux distribution, like Debian package or RPM package, all these things that varies as per your Linux distribution because there are around 200 plus Linux distributions, among which download it as per your Linux distribution. So as of now, we'll go for Windows, go for a 64-bit, and I click on download. So it'll take some time for it to be downloaded. Okay, let me install this JDK. So Avisha, there'll be a pop-up coming up. You just need to
Yeah,
click on yes.
yeah, I've done that.
So, okay, already been installed. JDK 25 is already installed in your system, Avisha.
Okay, I think, yeah, I guess I must have
Okay,
installed
okay,
it.
fine. I'll just click on yes. Can you click on yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It will hardly take 2 minutes for us to install the software. So I click on next, click on next. It will take 2 minutes for us to install.
Okay, so this is basically like used for the Java only, right?
Yeah,
This
for
software.
Java. For Java.
Okay.
JDK stands for Java Development Kit, where it has all the Java libraries. So we are installing all the Java libraries in our system.
Okay.
So you just click on close now.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to check whether JDK is installed properly or not, so open this command prompt. I'll say Java space double hyphen version. So I'll say you'll be getting the latest release like Java 25.0.2, which release, whatever it is, you'll be seeing all the details here. Okay. Now, once I get all these details, what next?
Git.
Git bash.
Yeah.
So, so search for git bash download. So if you are using a Mac or a Linux, Git is already installed by default. This installation setup is only applicable for Windows. Okay. So since you're a Windows user, go for Git for Windows and into 64-bit. It will download it. So there will be a pop-up coming. You will have to click on yes.
Just a second. I'm not able to see anything. I think like this
Yeah,
doesn't.
just do a double click once again. There
Yeah,
will be a
now I
pop-up
got.
coming up. Do you want to allow to make changes to your device? Just click on yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll take it
yeah.
up from here. So you need to click on next. Yeah.
Location is correct.
Yeah, location, let it be by default.
Okay.
Okay. Click on next. Click on next. Yeah. Here, if you want to change the default editor of the Git, you can change it here. As of now, it is using Vim. That is the inline, I mean, terminal based text editor. If you don't want to use this, can you click on the drop down, Avisha?
Yeah, yeah.
So you can select Notepad plus plus, or you can select Notepad. Or if you scroll down, if you can scroll down a bit, you can use VS Code, you can use Sublime Text, you can use Notepad, whatever you want, you can use it if you want to change the default editor of the Git. So as of now, you can go with use Notepad as Git's default editor here. So click on next. Let Git decide. That means what? So currently, what we are telling here, we are telling the Git to use the default branch name currently, that is master. Like what is the default branch name of the Git here? That is master. Now I
Okay.
don't want to use the default branch name as master. You want to use something. So can you select the second option, Avisha? So instead of master, instead of main, I'll say you can put your name Avisha. Like instead of main, you can put your name as Avisha. Like what I'm telling to Git that was I don't want to use the default branch name as master. I want to use a certain name that is Avisha, or I'll say Sumit or iPhone or whatever it is. Whatever name you want, you can use as your default branch name. So it is your choice. If I say let Git decide means Git will give the default branch name as master. If you say override the default branch name for new repositories, by default, the default branch name will be Avisha. What is a branch? All these things I will explain you later. So it's your choice. If you want Git to decide, you can let the Git to decide. If you want to have your name, you can put your name. So Abhisha, it's your choice. If you want to have your name, you can have your name.
Yeah,
Or else if you want Git to have, if you want to use the default branch name of the Git, you can use that.
sure. So can I
Yeah,
do
you choose
next?
anything and click on next.
Okay.
Yeah. So here there are three options. Use Git from Git Bash only, Git from command line and also from third-party softwares. Use Git and optional Unix tools from the command prompt. So what do you mean by this? When I say use Git from Git Bash only, you can only use in the official Git terminal. You cannot use it from command prompt. You cannot use it from external third-party terminals. When I say Git from command line, what is happening here? You can use this from your CMD. You can use this in the VS Code. You can use this in the cursor. You can use it anywhere. When I say use Git and optional Unix tools in the from the command prompt means both Git and optional Unix tools will be added to your path. Got it? So this is not something that we require because it will also include some Unix commands which will override certain Windows commands. That is the reason we don't use the third option. The most recommended option that we use is the second option. Clear? So can
So
you
it's
click on,
basically just for the like using the terminals, right? I
yes,
mean,
using
we
for the
can use
terminal.
command
Yes,
prompt and everything.
yes. This is the option that we select. This is the option that is responsible for executing in any terminal or any VS Code. So
Okay.
here you have used bundled open SSH, use external open SSH. So that means what? You use the open SSH connection. That means what? Git has its own open secure shell connection. So I'm asking Git to use it. Do not use the external SSH as of now because we don't have any external SSH connection. Use the default one. So you click on next. Yeah, click on next. Yeah, check out window style. So it is asking like how should Git treat a line endings in text files. So check out window style or check out as it is in a raw format. Check out as it is, commit as it is. So when you have some end of files in your, like whenever you're uploading or pushing any notepad files or any JSON files, when it has end of files, how it should understand. You want to check out in a Windows style, commit in a Unix style endings. Like basically, how do you want to do it? You want to send the files as a raw format, or you want to have some Windows style or commit Unix style line and endings. It's basically more about how do you want to end the file. So as of now, the most recommended approach is the first one. If you
Right.
say checkout as it is and commit as it is, it will take the data in a raw format. It will not perform any conversions. So we don't want that. So you click on next. Yeah, use Minty, the default terminal. Yes, this is also the default. So what is the default? What we are asking here, what if you don't understand git pull, that is fine. So what do you mean by git pull? We want to take this latest changes from somewhere. If you don't understand what is git pull, that is absolutely fine. What we are saying here, fast forward or merge, rebase, only ever fast forward. So in order to understand these terminologies, you have to wait till the branching and merging concept so that you'll understand. As of now, select the first one only, fast forward or merge. Okay. So always use the Git credential manager. That means what? Whenever you are storing your username and password, always use the default credential manager. Do not select the option as none, else it will not remember your username and password at all. So click on next. Yeah. Click on install. It'll take around 2-3 minutes time to install the things. I hope everyone understood what are the different options that we need to look at it while installing the Git. So I could have told you easily, like blindly click on next. But that's not the case. You need to understand what are the different options that are present. Can I get a quick why in the chat box once if everybody is clear? Can I get a quick why in the chat box, guys? Yes. I want the chat box to be buzzing. So you click on finish. Now open another tab. Yeah, just one. Click on just once. So can you open a new tab?
Yeah.
Yeah, search for IntelliJ. Yeah,
This first one.
first one. Yeah, I'll come down. Go for IntelliJ idea just brings. So you need to click on download. So if you see here, now IntelliJ is like a now single unified product. That means what? Whenever you're installing IntelliJ, you'll be getting a 30-day ultimate subscription trial included. So for the first 30 days, you'll be getting the ultimate trial subscription. What is the ultimate trial? You'll be exploring the full length features of IntelliJ. Post the 30 days, it will switch to community edition automatically. So you need not worry about it. It will not even charge a single rupee from you. For the first 30 days, it will be using the trial version. You'll be using the trial version where you will be getting the full length privilege, full length features of IntelliJ IDEA. Okay. So I click on download. It'll take some time for to download. So I expect everyone to keep these tools ready and downloaded and installed by tomorrow's session. Don't I request not to do parallelly in the session because you will lose the track of it. So once it is successfully downloaded, so I click on open file. So you click on next, click on next. So create a desktop shortcut here. Okay. So create associations like .java and .pom. So what does this create associations meaning? Create associations means whenever you have a .java file or .pom, .xml file, whatever it is, you should open an IntelliJ by default. So I'll say click on next. Click on install. So it will take some time for it to be installed. Okay. So give it some time for it to install. I hope everybody is clear with the installation and setup of tools. Can I get a quick Y in the chat box? Everybody, I request very active participation from everybody. So IntelliJ is somewhat a heavy, slightly heavy tool, so it will take some time to install.
So this tool is like, used for the
Sorry,
IntelliJ is used for.
like where we write all our Java programs. It's like a
Okay.
IDE editor, like similar to
Okay.
Eclipse. If you have heard about Eclipse,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is similar to that IntelliJ,
yeah.
which is
Okay.
popular in the current market. Okay, and I click on finish. Okay, then what next? Then all of you create an account on github.com. If you don't have an account, please create it immediately. So can you open a new tab, Alicia?
Yeah.
So type github.com. So you go to the github.com. So if you don't have an account, please click on sign up. You can also sign in with Gmail or Apple. So you can choose any one of the sign in methods and create a GitHub account. So Avisha, you have a GitHub account or you don't have?
Like I think I forgot to like
Okay,
create
let's
it.
check it out. Let me say continue with Google. So which mail ID you have to use, Avisha?
Yeah, this one only.
So can you enter the passkey? So continue. So you don't have an account, you're creating it for the first time. Whatever
Okay.
username you want, you can put it. If you like this username, then you click on create account. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you have to solve this. Yeah, it's fine. It's completable. So this is how you create a GitHub account. You can sign in with Gmail or Apple account, and you can create a GitHub account. Clear everybody? Any doubts? Yeah. If you have any doubts, you can unmute and you can ask. If you don't have, just drop a Y in the chat box. Just give me a moment. So please be ready with all this setup by tomorrow. Okay. So I'm assuming that no one is having any doubts or queries. So let's start with the today's topic, like today's agenda. Abhishek, thanks for volunteering the screen sharing.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
So what is the today's agenda? Again, after finishing the tools installation, then we will understand what is VCS, that is version control system, and its journey over the years. Okay. Before we go into the some Git concepts or something like that, let's understand what is version control system and its journey over the years. So let's go back, date us back to the era where this VCS was not available, where this VCS was not there or something like that. So what I will do here, so let me showcase you the era where there was no Git or something like that. So let me create a new file. Let me create a sample folders. Okay, this is a sample folders. Now what we used to do, I used to create one file. Okay, now in this folder, I'll be creating one just a sample file called as sample programs. I'll take a default notepad file. Here I will say this is my first line of information. This is my second line of information. Now what we will do, I will save these changes. Then I will share this file with my manager for review. Once I share this file with my manager for review, so the manager will say like, Rahul, you have made some changes, but we need to optimize it more further for some other operation. So what I will do, I will create a clone of it. I will make a copy of it. I will say first copy, first copy. Then again, whatever changes my manager has told me, I will say this is my third line of information, or this is my fourth line of information. This is my fourth line of information, etc. So whatever changes your manager has suggested, you have done it. Now you are sharing this file to your manager. Now as a manager, I will have to keep a copy of two files. That means I have to keep a copy of sample programs, I have to keep a copy of sample programs first copy. Because if there is an error in this file, again I can go back to the sample underscore programs. Clear? Is this clear, everybody? Now, if someone says again like boss, you have to make some changes again, I will say second copy. Have to always clone the existing copy and change the file name, then make the necessary changes and save it. So back in the college days, if you see, if you have met some graphic designers or something, they'll always maintain like final underscore logo, final underscore logo, final underscore logo, final underscore master underscore logo. They'll be having multiple copies. How many of you seen this kind of copies in any of your friends' laptop or somewhere? Like they'll be having multiple versions of the file in their laptop. If someone asks like that day you made some version change, na? So they will select the file based on the date modified. How many of you seen this? Like you'll maintain different copies of the file, different things, right? Yes or no? So this was the first journey of version control back in very olden days. So what was the problem here? Now, as an individual resource, I can maintain multiple copies. But if I scale it up to big projects, maintaining the copy of each and every, maintaining the keeping a track of each and every file will be cumbersome. And it's similarly for the manager also, he has to maintain the copy of every resource. Like if imagine that if there are 15 people working under him, he has to keep a backup of each and everybody's copy. Like suppose I'm there, he will has to keep a copy of backup of each and every file. He has to keep a track of each and every file. If that code fails, again he has to go back to the previous file and merge that file manually. So don't you think there is a lot of headache involved? Don't you think we have a lot of headache involved manually managing the files, manually keeping a track of the files, manually managing these many chunks of data? So this was the use case that the concept of version control has started. Clear, everybody? Why version control started? To avoid manual maintenance of files, to avoid keeping a backup of so many files where you'll be confused, where you don't know what to do, what not to do. So for that, we will try to understand the journey of version control system from origins to distributed mechanism. So we will be seeing the evolution of it. So what is a version control? We have seen why we want version control. So what is it all about? It is a sophisticated framework that meticulously records changes to files over time. That means what? It keeps a track of the files, like enabling teams to retrieve, compare, and restore previous versions whenever needed. Clear? It is essential for software collaborations, tracking the edits, and preventing the conflicts in development projects. Because before the version control area, we had a lot of conflicts in the file management. By mistake, if they place the wrong file, then it will be an error. By mistake, if they put the wrong file in the right component, then it will be a problem. All these challenges will be there. So essential for software collaboration, tracking edits, and preventing conflicts in development projects. Version control has evolved far beyond code. Now it is used in graphic designers, writers. Lot of teams are using Git. That is why I told you Git is not something nowadays. It's technical. No, lot of people are using Git. Even the writers, designers. Even I know personally some digital marketing persons. They use Git to keep a track of all the clientele information. To keep a version tracking of all the clientele information. Can I get a quick thumbs up or a quick Y in the chat box about the version control? What is it all about? At its core, version control transforms chaos into order, making collaborative work seamless and reversible. So these are the keywords that we need to remember. Making work seamless and reversible. Now let's go to the early beginnings era. Let's go from the back to 1960s. Local version control systems, which was one of the foundational eras. So back in 1962, IEB update, that was IBM's first version control tool, where they used punch cards to update code libraries. That means what? Back in those 1960s, IBM was a pioneer in developing the mainframe based applications. So what they used to do in order to keep a track of the changes, they used some physical punch cards to keep a track of what code changes they have made. It was a revolutionary idea for in the mainframe era. So back in those days, IBM systems were so heavy that they need a lot of lorries, lot of big containers to carry the mainframe system. And in order to keep a track of the changes, they used to punch the card, like how we have ID cards, how you swipe in and go inside. Similarly, they used to have a punch card system where they swipe it to update that, okay, this is the code changes I'm confirming from my side in the mainframe system. Then come in the 1972 era where Bell Labs introduced SCCS, that is Source Code Control System. What is a source code control system? It tracked the file changes meticulously, but it limited to single user edits at a time. That means what? This SCCS was the first widely adopted version control system back in those days. What it used to do, it used to keep the track of the changes, but it is remained to single user edits. Like if you are the only person working on those files, it will keep a track of the changes clearly. If multiple users are working on the same file, like imagine that in the same system, if you have 2 3 users in the same system, it cannot keep a track of the changes. If a one user is working on that file only, then it will keep a track of the changes. When I say local version control systems, the version control system is still there, but that is present locally within your laptop. Whatever version changes that you have done, it will be still present in your laptop only. It cannot be exposed to others. Then in 1982, RCS, that is revision control system, brought innovation with reverse deltas for efficient version storage. That means what? Here in 1972, that is source code control systems, we used to track the file changes only. But if you want to reverse the changes, If you want to do the version controlling efficiently, then we have this concept called as RCS, Revision Control Systems. Okay. So this theory might sound so boring initially, but I want everyone to know how the era of version control came into picture and what is the future of it. Okay. Then came the era of centralized version control systems, because till 1990 we had the concept of local version control systems where we are keeping a track of the changes, but that is still present in your local system. Now if I want to keep a track of multiple files, multiple resources, multiple people at a time, that is where we come with the concept of centralized version control systems in early 90s and 2000s, which is known as the collaboration revolution. That means CVS, the concurrent version systems, revolutionized development by allowing multiple developers to work concurrently through a central server. That means what? That means what? I have one central server like this. I have multiple users connected to the server. So user 1 makes some changes in the file. User 2 makes some changes in the file. User 3 makes some changes in the file. So what we are doing here, we are this concurrent version systems is keeping a track of all the changes made by multiple users through a common server. This is like a common server. Clear? Any doubts? Now what is this Perforce Enterprise in 1995? It emerged for large scale enterprise projects, introducing the robust client server model. That means what? CVS was the first team to revolutionize by allowing multiple developers to work together. So what does Perforce do? They have taken this they have taken this concept to a large scale, which will handle massive code bases by using the client server model. Then in 2000, how many of you heard the word SVN? How many of you heard the word SVN, guys? Back in the olden days, or someone of you are using in the projects, SVN? So SVN was one of the popular tools when it comes to centralized version control system with better branching, atomic commits, and cleaner operations. By 2010, Apache has acquired it and made it as Apache Subversion. Clear, everybody? But what is the problem with the centralized model? Single repository server architecture made administration easy. Like you have a single server, which made the administration easy. But it introduced a single point of failure risk. That means what? Since we have only one server to manage as an administration point of view, it is easy. But if any issue occurs in the server, then we have to compromise the server. Then you will not have any connection with the server. Then it will might lead to loss of data. That is one of the major challenges in centralized model. So there comes the era of distributed. Now we have understood what is local era. Now we have understood what is centralized era. Now we are in the distributed era. What is this distributed era? Decentralization and power. It changed the game. What did it change? By storing the complete repository history on every user machine. That means what? Previously in the centralized version control management, you have to be always connected to the server to keep a track of the latest changes or what else we need. So what is happening here? Whatever complete repository history is there, I can store locally on my user's machine. You need not be connected to the internet all the time. It will give you a complete copy of the repository offline. So 2005, Git revolutionary launch. Linus Torvalds, the founder of Linux operating systems, he has created Git out of frustration. Why? Because he wanted to prioritize his Linux kernel development. He wanted to be flexible and he don't want people to come together, sit in an office and do all the activity. Clear? So Mercurial and Bazaar are emerged as a notable competitors, but still Git holds the market. Around 99% of the globe uses Git as their distributed version control system. Then you might ask me, Rahul, what is GitHub Bitbucket and Azure DevOps, and AWS Core Commit. What is all this? These are all the hosting platforms where you can share the codes, like similar to Google Drive, OneDrive. This GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab are all sharing hosting platforms of Git, where you can share the code files amongst each other. So let's see the differences between centralized and version control system. Single central server hosts the entire repository. That means one server will host the entire repository. Developers check out files and commit changes back to the same centralized server. Now, whereas when you go for a distributed version control system, every developer has a complete copy of the repository, including the full history. When I say workflow, you have to be always connected to the central server for most of the operations. Now, when you come for distributed version control system, most operations can be performed locally without any network connection. Okay. Single point of failure. That means what? As I've told you, the server has been compromised, then no one cannot commit changes, no one cannot access the history, and no one cannot collaborate. Okay. Here, if you see, multiple copies of the repository exist. Suppose if I have the copy of the repository, if I lose the copy, I can ask my other team members to share the copy of the repository, ensuring redundancy and data safety. Offline capabilities. That means what? In the centralized version control system, developers can work on checked out files. So if the developer has checked out the files prior, then he can work on it. He cannot commit or he cannot confirm the changes. Whereas in distributed version control system, developers can do everything without internet. But if they want to push the changes, then only they need to connect to the internet. What do you mean by pushing the changes? Moving the changes from your local to some hosting platform like GitHub, Bitbucket, and all. Okay, easy to manage. Here, what are the advantages? Easy to manage, centralized control over code-based access. Here, faster local operations and offline work, flexible workflows, and improved collaboration. So, what are the examples? Subversion, Perfor, CVS. Here we have Git, Mercurial, and Bazaar. Branch creation is costly, like it is cumbersome in centralized version control system. In distributed version control system, branch creation is lightweight and cheap. Encourages frequent short-lived branches for feature development. Okay. So what are the key takeaways? We have understand local version control system. We have understand centralized system. We have understand distributed systems. Now, what are some specialized solutions? Like plastic SCM. This is used for game development. If you are using Unity, if you want to develop some games, we use this plastic SCM. Then we use AWS Core Commit. It's a cloud native Git repository. Then we use Helix Code for asset management. So these are some advanced versions of Git. We use it for certain areas. So what is the future of version control? We need to handle the enormous repositories and assets efficiently, addressing the needs of game development, AI ML models, multimedia projects. Then we are integrating this with AI intelligence for smarter merger conflict resolution, automated code review, and predictive analysis of development patterns. Then expanding into infrastructure as a code service. What is infrastructure as a code? What is platform as a code service? I will tell you all these things later. Unified platforms. That means what? Now we are in the era, like there's a tool called as Fossil. What that is, along with blending version control, they are also providing project management services. Like in Jira also we can do it. How? With the help of Bitbucket. Okay, Bitbucket and Jira come from the same parent company called as Atlassian, where you can do the where you can attach the commit history for the same Jira ticket or something like that. So the more scope is for unified platforms where we will do more version control with project management. So Git is dominating in the market across the globe. If you see the graph, Git is marketing dominating across the globe. Okay. If you see here, North America and Europe, so near universal Git adoption. In Asia, India and China are rapidly using Git. Okay. This version control concept is rising heavily in finance, media, even in scientific research domains also. Almost all the startups use Git. Okay. Any doubts with the version control system, guys? The history of version control system? Yeah. I encourage everyone to be an interactive session, guys. This is not a one-way session. I want everyone to participate and interact. You can type the letter Y in the chat box if everyone is clear. Right? Yes, yes. Everyone has to revisit. So with this, let's get started with the Git fundamentals and Git journey. So one question I want to ask, how many of you worked with Git prior? Can I get a letter G in the chat box if you have already worked with Git prior? Oh, no. Okay, I haven't. Type the letter G in the chat box if you have already worked with Git prior. Guys, I want everyone to respond yes or no. Okay? No, no, no. Yes, yes. I want everyone to answer guys. Yes, no. No. So, most of them don't know the Git part. That's fine. Yeah, Pavan. Pavan knows the Git. So, Pavan, can you unmute and explain? Pavan or Satya, can you unmute and explain what you understand about the Git, the journey of the Git? Like, what are the areas that you've worked on already so that we will try to add more scenarios in the upcoming classes?
Hey, hi Rahul. Actually, my previous organization in project as I am working as automation tester, so there we use Git for the control version.
Mm-hmm.
There, yeah, like whatever the new feature come for the development, so we create we create, push the latest changes from the main branch. Then we do the new changes. We create a new branch for the that feature name.
Mm-hmm.
Then if if everything working fine, then we will merge with the main branches.
Mm-hmm.
It's if anyone want like latest changes, so they can pull the changes. So they also like working on the same functionality.
Mm-hmm.
It's beneficial if someone want to work simultaneously on the functionality. So it's when you using the Git, it's so beneficial. Like whatever the changes I did, at the end of day I push all the changes on Git. So here someone want to see the that changes and work beyond that, so they can pull the changes and then according to that they work their functionality.
Okay.
So yeah, I know about the git stats, like git some commands which we use like git commit, push, pull,
Mm.
git initialize, some yeah. Also, I'm not remaining, but we also have understand like this stashing area, like we
Mm-hmm.
stash the changes before, like because whenever the changes we just I just commit the changes. I think just it's not to post on the gate. It like pending on stash area. Uh, Then when we post the changes, then it will go to the gate. I don't know, like exact. I'm actually not in current project. I'm not working in Git, but that like previous project I work, so I know that much.
Great. Yes, Satya.
Yeah, Rahul. Recently, I started using it. We generally create one release branch, and then we create sub branches for each and every team member. So one team member completes his activity, he will complete it, and then create a pull request to merge it to the release branch. And the team lead will review and merge it into the release branch. Once the release is completed, we will merge the release branch into the master.
Actually, you were part of my previous batch. I just wanted to know.
Yes. I told you that I'll find the next class and I'll join back.
Got it. Right. So far, people have shared the Git experiences. Some might feel like, what is happening? All this layman and Greek terminologies. What is this all about? Don't worry, guys. We will take it up from absolute scratch. Okay. So let me create one folder anywhere. Like you create any folder anywhere. I'll say understanding Git concepts. Some folder name I will create. We will not go with any Java files or anything. Let's understand with basic Notepad files and let's continue our journey. So let me start creating one file. That means first file. This is the first set of information we are going through. We are here to understand the concepts of Git. Okay. So what next? Now I will say I will open the command prompt or a terminal in Mac or terminal in Linux. So how do we open a command prompt in Windows? So for whatever path you have, you just type the word cmd, it opens the command prompt. Now once the command prompt has been opened up, what next? Now does it start automatically tracking, keeping a track of the changes? No. So if I say git, if you have installed Git, it will show you the different set of commands. Okay, it will give you the different set of commands and all those things. But is this project recognized as a Git project? Is this project under the Git ecosystem? Is this project under the Git tracking mechanism? Absolutely not. So what we will say, we use the word Git init. When I say the word Git init, it will be initialized, it will be recognized as a Git project. That means it will be initialized as a Git repository. So you might wonder, Rahul, now we are starting with Git commands. How do I need to keep a track of all the Git commands? We don't know all these things, right? So for that, we have already prepared a site to handle all the commands. So if you see here, we have all the Git variables. You will have all the interview-based scenario questions. You have the cheat sheet here. Everything is right in front of you. You have 400 plus commands of Git here, along with some examples and clear usages. So whatever commands I'm discussing, it will be present in this. So you need not worry about anything. Clear? The whole cheat sheet, all Git commands, whole practice, everything is here only, guys. You don't need to worry. Okay. So let's understand the behavior of the commands and what does it do. Now, when I say git init, it will be initialized as a git repository. Now, let me draw the flow chart for you so that it will be clear. Okay. Now let's understand the Git workflow. Now you have the working directory or where we place the code files or some .txt files. Now the moment I say git init, it will be identified as a Git repository. Clear? It will be identified as a Git repository. Or we can say identified as a Git project. There are two meanings. You can consider any meaning that you want. Okay. Then what we will do? Then I say Git status. Now, Rahul, what is the status? Now, if you see here, it will give you a clear understanding of what is what. It is telling you that untracked files. Untracked files means what? That means these files are yet to be tracked. That means I have not yet started tracking these files into my Git ecosystem. So what we need to do here? So what does Git status do? Displays the below set of information untracked files. Changes to be committed. Okay. Changes to be added. Okay, we'll understand what is what. Untracked files means what? The word untracked will say untracked files means what? Files are not tracked by the Git. That means if you're adding a new file for the first time, those files will be part of untracked files. Then what we need to do here, I will say git add first file.txt. That means I'm adding this file to the Git ecosystem. Okay. Now, once I say git add first file.txt, what is happening here? Now I'll say git status. When I say git status, what is happening here? That means when I say changes to be committed, that means what previously it was showing untracked files. Now it is showing changes to be committed. That means what do you mean by committed? That means you have to confirm the changes. Clear, everybody? When I say changes to be committed, it's like imagine that you're writing the answer sheet. Untracked files means you're writing, untracked file means you're entering the exam hall. Changes to be committed means you have entered the exam hall and you started writing the answers for your answer sheet. Until and unless you submit the answer sheet, then only you will get to know how many marks you got. So till then you're writing the answer sheet. So this is what is nothing but changes to be committed. Got it? So I'll say git add so and so file name. The files to the Git ecosystem. Clear? Now I'll say git status. What does it show? Displays the below set of information. It will display the changes to be committed. Here, when I say git status, it will display that what changes that need to be committed. Now we understood, everybody, what do you mean by untracked files? What do you mean by changes to be committed? Guys, if you have any doubts, I will take 1 minute of time to get your doubts clarified. Any doubts, guys? Avisha?
Yeah, Rahul. So the changes to be committed, I mean, I didn't get this part. So
Committed.
after the files are,
Yeah, so if you see here, first we are adding the files. Once
yeah.
you add the files, that doesn't mean that you have to confirm the changes, right? Now again,
Mm-hmm.
open this first file, I can still make more changes now.
Yeah.
That means you have not yet confirmed it, right? Now, when you say git status, now what it is saying, now you have added this first file.txt. That means these are the changes that needs to be committed. Now there is something other option called as changes not staged for commit. Avisha, remember this commit is like confirming the changes. Okay. Remember this commit like you are confirming the changes or you are submitting the answer sheet.
Got it. Yeah.
Now you finished first page. Like you feel like first workbook you have finished submitting it. Now in the second workbook you still added more answers. Like changes not staged for commit is what you have finished the writing the first work booklet. Now you filling the data in the additional workbooks. That means what? Git always works in terms of snapshots. What is a snapshot? I will tell you in tomorrow's class. So what is happening here when I say git add first file.txt? So what is happening? Before adding this line, that is second, this is the second set of information. The changes are already ready to be confirmed. Now what you have done, I've added an additional line. So what it is saying that, okay, boss, there are some additional lines in your files which are not confirmed. Though the file is added to the Git ecosystem, but the additional lines what you have written in that file is not confirmed. Got it?
Yeah.
Now I will leave those changes aside. Now I will say git commit -m push confirming the changes for the first file. That means what? You are giving your concern that I'm confirming the changes. Clear? Got it, Avisha and everybody? Yashwant,
Yeah, Rahul.
Sacha, everybody clear? Anil, clear? That means I'm confirming the changes for the first file. Now, once you do that, what next? What next we will do? We will see in tomorrow's class. But everyone understood what is git add, git commit? Yes or no? If you have any doubts, you can still ask me, guys. Like this is the last command for the day. Put a proper message so that others can understand. Don't put some random messages. Put a proper message so that others can understand this. Clear? Confirming the changes that has been made. Clear? Then I will say this area is nothing but local repository. So what do you mean by local repository? Whatever actions we have done, that is present, whatever actions we have done so far is present within our local systems only. Clear? Is this diagram clear for everybody? What is Git init? What is Git status? What is Git add? All these things is clear for everybody. Any doubts you have, you can ask me straight away, guys. The session is completed for the day. If you have any doubts, you can still ask me. I'll be clarifying your doubts.
Rahul, shared the Git commits, I mean, the information you told that we can look. So, where can we look upon those?
Where can we look up?
Yeah, you told like the Git commits, no? The
Hmm.
different commits. So, where can we use like the in-house page that you guys created?
Can you rephrase the question, Abhishek?
The in-house application, like how can we access that to see the different commits?
Yeah, I will explain you the logger commands later. Okay.
Okay.
First, understand one workflow. After the workflow is understandable, then I'll tell you how to view the loggers. For that, we shall do multiple commits. So then only you'll understand how to see the different commits at one place. Okay.
Okay.
How about others? Yashwant, Deepali, Rasulin, Manish, Sania, Satya. All good.
Where do we find the recordings for this session?
You will get it in the WhatsApp group. You'll get it in the WhatsApp group where you're part of it. Yes, Manish, you'll get the recorded video. Okay. iPhone, I don't know what's your name, but your Zoom meeting name is iPhone, but you'll get the recording by tomorrow. Hmm? So I'll be staying here for next 5 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Hi, Rahul. So like when I was going through the course, this course is powered by artificial intelligence. Is it true? It
Taught by
will bring.
artificial intelligence. I couldn't get your point.
Yeah, so like I got a list of topics, courses where it was said that AI with Selenium,
Yes.
Selenium with AI. Is it
Yeah.
do we? Yeah, so are we going to see something related to that?
Yes, at the end you will see how do we use the local LLM models and how do we use it for our operations, and also we will see how do we use this closed models APIs for our certain use cases. You will also see a basics of prompt engineering at the end. After Selenium API testing is completed, we will see how do we use this AI APIs like ChatGPT API, Cloud API. How do we add some credits and how do we use it for our day-to-day operations? And we will also see how do we use local LLM models for activities which are open source.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're not covering the whole AI part, but we will cover what is essential. In order to cover the whole AI part, even the whole this course.
Got it. Yeah, but some introduction is there, yeah?
Yeah. So we'll
Oh,
cover the introduction. We'll give you some idea and fundamentals like how to tackle with it, because nowadays everyone is asking a lot of questions. So how do you prepare a creative dashboard using AI? Because we don't know what is React, we don't know what is Angular, we don't know what is hardcore database querying and all these things. So we'll be seeing with the help of prompts how do we create some crazy UI dashboards for automation reporting using Copilot or Cursor.
yeah, thanks, Rahul.
Yep. Anybody else? So if nothing is there, then I will call it for the day. and we'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, guys, see you all. Bye bye.